All right, so that being said, let's move to your October love forecast or love reading for the month. So to me, if you've never seen me, love is that vibration that moves, or vibration or force that moves through all frequencies. So I'm sorry, love is that energy or force that moves through all vibrations or frequencies. So your first position is, this is you. You have the Two of Swords. So yeah, I can see where you're feeling like I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I've done a lot, but you know what's going on in my love area. I can't move. I don't know which way to go. I'm sort of lost, and I feel like I don't have enough information. And they're saying, whenever this card comes up, they're saying you actually do have enough information to make the decision. So really think about what decision you're trying to make. Is it that you're wanting to make, is it that you really know what you should do and you don't want to do it? Or is it that you're confused because they both have good options, right, for you? You're like, well, this one looks good and this one looks good. And in that case, it's all about when your heart, mind, and soul become aligned, you'll know exactly what to do, okay? So what's crossing you is Spirit's advice, and that's the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups is all about seeing that this person or these relationships or these things are coming to you, and remembering and looking at what you want, right? You've been through a lot, but you're just sort of looking, and they're saying, you know, as you look, really get in that vibration, because that's going to bring that thing forward faster, right? So the Four Cups is all about being sort of melancholy and, yeah, being melancholy and sort of like, eh. And when you do that, they're saying, instead of being with this situation where you're just nervous and anxiety and things aren't going your way, like really just trust that the universe has your back, that things are going to come along, that, you know, it was the way that it was supposed to be because you actually wanted it that way, because you're wanting to learn from yourself, from your identity, from your relationships, from the things and the people around you, and yourself. You wanted to be firmly set in who you were. Okay, so they're saying just continue to keep your eye on the prize, but when you have some passion in it, it causes the energy or those things to manifest faster. All right, does that make sense? Okay, so your third position where you came from was the Magician. So you were finagling, you were doing things, you were like trying everything in, like, because I'm saying all situations, like your business, like your jobs, your careers, your family, your friends, your romance. You were like taking all of your resources from your back experiences, and you were like, let's do it this way. I know this to be true. I know how to do this because I've done this before. This went this way because of that way. So I feel like you were trying to manipulate and I don't mean manipulate in a bad way, but, you know, manipulate. You were trying to like really take from your experiences, and you were trying to make things happen, and they just wouldn't happen. And so when you tried all of that and things weren't happening, and some things did come through, it's just not a lot came through. But when you were doing that and you were seeing that things weren't going the way that you wanted them to go, or things weren't coming through the way that you wanted them to come through, it caused you to do this in a situation. And this could be one or a couple of situations, but there's like a main situation that you won't move on because you just have this feeling that it's got to go one way, and you're like, I'm just going to wait. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to wait. And so you moved from here, from trying to finagle everything, trying to move everything, to here where you're just like, I don't know what to do next. Like, I'm just stuck in the middle. I don't know which way to go. But the thing is I think you know which way to go. You're just choosing not to go that way. And then it's funny how you choose not to go that way, but then you're upset and get into this position where you're like, I don't know what to do. No, you do know what to do. You're actually doing it. You're not making a choice about it. You're like, or you've actually made a choice about it. You made the choice to stay, or you made the choice not to do anything. You made the choice not to, like, you are making a choice. Now, if you want to make a different choice, then that will move the energy. And that's kind of what they're talking about with this melancholy, that sort of, I wish it would come through. I wish that person would come in. I wish these things would happen. And then you sit there and you're thinking and you're sort of hoping and wishing, but you're not making choices. And so they're saying it's time to make choices, right? So in your fourth position, this is at the beginning of the month, so the first 2 weeks, you have the Eight of Coins or the Eight of Pentacles. This is all about new skills. This is all about the skills that you're learning and really working at them. So it's an 8, so it's like almost to completion. And that feels right because Jupiter is going to be moving into your second house. So all this hard work that you've been doing is going to come through. Now, again, it's not going to come through at once. It's going to unfold over the year. But in the first half of the month, I feel like you'll be working on something or with someone, very intently working. So you could be working like at your career, at your jobs, at your life purpose, which is in your career at this time, some of you. Whatever this is, you're working, it's like it's not busybody work because it's really intently working, but it's about tweaking that skill or expanding in that skill that you have. So it looks like if you have a loved one, if it's romance, it looks like you two will be working on something, or you will at least, will be working on something together, or you'll be working on a project that, well, I shouldn't say project. You'll be working on how to make this relationship better. That I feel that for the first 2 weeks. And you're trying to figure it out. Now, in your fifth position from your higher self, I always ask your higher self, what is the one message they want to bring through to help you move forward in love? And so you have the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is all about like little things becoming big things, right? And so, and especially like in this, like as it's looking in your sixth house, Jupiter, or as it's aspecting your sixth house, you can get frustrated and you can get overwhelmed. And so sometimes the smallest things will become bigger unnecessarily. So it's about the way that you're handling it. It's about your perception. It's about like, is my perception that people are always trying to get one over on me? Or is my perception that every guy that I date or every woman that I date, they're just trying to get something out of it and I'm left with nothing, right? I'm feeling that for some of you. So, or some of you are like, the person that I really want isn't available and then these other people are coming to me and I don't really want them. Like, is it always have to be such a mess, like, can't I just get what I want? So the Five of Wands, when they give this to you, your higher self is saying, remember, you've taken this whole year and you've really understood your identity and what you're going to compromise in, what you're willing to compromise in, what you're not willing to compromise in, who you are. And so they're saying sometimes it's just the way that people are. How do I say this? Sometimes, because they're showing me, but I'm trying to figure out how to say this. Sometimes it's just the way that it's just that person or those people or those relationships that come into your life. It's not that they're malicious. It's just their way. And so maybe their way and your way don't match. But if it's not really that big a deal, maybe sometimes it's okay to let it go. So whenever this card comes up, they ask you to ask yourself, will it really matter in a year? And if the answer is no, it won't, then, you might just let it go. But if the answer is yes, it absolutely will, then that's a boundary and stand up for it. Okay. So, and I feel like they're talking about this too. So I feel like if some of you are thinking about a person or a relationship and it's not coming through the way that you want to, then really understand what it is that you're wanting. And sometimes it doesn't matter how much someone can open their heart and love you. it's never going to be exactly what you're wanting and needing in love. And they can give you all that they have, and it's not going to be everything that you're wanting and needing in love, because it's not a match. There may be a bond, but it's not a match. And so they're saying, with this and this, ask yourself those questions. What are my boundaries? Who am I? What am I willing to compromise? What am I willing to do? Right? What am I willing to say, okay, that's okay, or no, that's not okay? That's what they're saying with this card. So in your sixth position, towards the end of the month, you have the King of Coins or the King of Pentacles. So some of you have someone coming in. Some of you have, so the King of Pentacles or the King of Coins is a Capricorn, a Taurus, or a Virgo. And this person has worked very hard to be where they're at, right? They've worked very hard to have the things that they have, to have the position that they have, to have the possessions that they have, to have the stature that they have, right? And they've suffered losses. They've suffered like just working and working and working, and through that they've lost things. They've lost people. They've lost relationships. But they continue to have their heart open because they've come through so much. They understand that love with a partner, or love in all aspects actually, is extremely important in this world. And so this person, when they come in, they move very slow. But so even though they move slow, I will tell you, they have no problem telling you they love you. Like, that's not the problem. That's not the issue. If they come into your life and, you know, they court you or they date you, and it's slow, that's one thing. But to tell you that they like you, or that, you know, eventually that they'll love you, they shouldn't have a problem saying that. If they're having a problem saying that, that's not the king. That's a knight or a page, okay? So the king is ready for love. The king is ready for his queen beside him. Or to me, it can be the queen. Queen is ready for their king. And they have no problem because they've been through so much. And they've suffered so much losses because of, you know, having this need to have these things and possessions and stature around them. They understand that, you know, they had to focus on that first, and now it's time for love. So this person, when they come in, they're ready for a relationship. They're ready to bond with someone. So if a person comes into your life and they're not ready, they're not like openly giving that to you. I'm not saying like first date they should be saying it, but you know, if it's not easily coming out naturally, that's not this person. This person is ready. This person is a man or a woman, is a king or a queen. They have no problem telling you how they feel. Okay. So for others of you, so that's coming in the second half. For others of you, this may be you getting to this position where you have had a lot of loss, but you've had a lot of work. You've done a lot of things, and you're accomplishing a lot, and now you're getting to a safe and stable place, because this person is very stable. Very, very stable. This person's stable. They're safe. They're comfortable in their own skin. So if this is about you, at the second half of the month, you may begin to feel this way, where you're like, oh, I am stable. I did accomplish those things. These things are coming through. I am okay. And I have worked very hard. And now I'm ready for love, because whoever this is ready for love. So whether it's you or them, this person coming in, it could be you or it could be them or it could be both. Whoever this is ready for a relationship. Or I will say this, they're ready for a partnership. Because if it's not romance, it could be in business too. It could be in family. Like, this person's ready for relationships. This person is open and ready. Okay. Now, in your seventh position, this is your fear. You have the Two of Wands. Your fear is, if I go this way, will I lose this? Or if I go this way, will I lose that? Will I lose out? Will I not get both? Will I like miss out on something? Will I make the wrong decision about things? And so that's just a fear. A fear is there to remind you of what you want and what you don't want. And focus on what you want. And when this card comes up, you know, they always say it doesn't matter. I mean, don't think of it as if I go left, I'm going to miss what's on the right. You never know when the left is going to intersect with the right, or the right comes over to the left. So you could possibly have both if that's on your path. Listen, if your heart and mind and soul are desiring it, then it's for you. Now, when you're talking about a specific person, that's different because we have co-creation. So they have a choice just like you have a choice with free will. So, but if you're talking about a relationship, if you're talking about the way someone treats you or the relationship that you want to have, that's different. That is absolutely for you. But if you're talking about a specific person, they may not be for you because they have a choice in this as well, not just you. Okay? So remember, this is just a fear. Fear is like, because we live in duality, it's there, it's like a GPS to tell us what we don't want. We don't want to go there, so let's go here, right? All right. So in your eighth position, sorry, this is the way a loved one will be viewing you or dealing with you in the month of October. And also, this could be the universe. Now, you have the High Priestess. This is all about gifts coming to you, surprises coming to you, things that you've worked on in the past but maybe have forgotten about, or things that, well, a lot of you haven't forgotten because you're like, nothing came through in, this last year. So, but, you might have forgotten something that's going to come through. So I feel like this is like the universe or source or oneness or, God, your angels. I feel like they're bringing gifts through in the month of October. And I feel like that's why I feel like some of you are this person as you're doing this. Okay. So, these are things that were fated. These were things that were supposed to happen. These are things that are going to come through because it was supposed to come through so that you could experience it in this way. Okay. That's for some of you. For others of you, this person that comes in to meet you, they can see the possibilities of growing these beautiful, magical relationships or relationship with you. They can see that. And so they are actually, I kind of find it's funny. I can see some of them like meeting you and saying thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you, universe, or thank you, God. And so, yeah, I feel like when they see you or they begin to deal with you, it's like they thank the heavens, they thank the universe because they can see where there's all these possibilities with you. That's what I'm feeling. That's how I feel like they'll deal with you. And I'm not just talking about romance. I'm talking about like your businesses and your jobs and your just all kinds of relationships I'm looking at. Okay. So in your ninth position, this is your hopes and dreams. But to me, this is the outer realm of the energy you're bringing in. You have the Ace of Coins. So look, 1, 2, 3. You have coins. You guys know I like coins and pentacles to show physical manifestation. This is material stuff. This is coming in. This is already here. And it's going to be unfolding in the month of October, but this is coming in. So these new starts that you're beginning to have in the month of October and beyond, they all have solid foundations. They all have like the possibility or the potentiality, or the potential to grow into something flourishing that you can gain from, right? But it depends on the energy that you put into it because you have a choice. So as you begin to get these opportunities, these new beginnings with these people, with lovers, with family members, with friends, as you begin to get those things, understand that they're coming in solid beginnings. Like they mean well and you mean well. And so it just kind of depends on what you do. Because to me, the Ace of Pentacles or the Ace of Coins is like the gateway, the gate to opening to something solid, right? But it's something that will manifest. It's something that's physical. Okay, does that make sense? And some of you, that is that person, that lover is finally coming in. That person that you've been wanting for so long. It's finally coming in. I can see that. So in your 10th position, this is the overall outcome of what you'll be working through in the month of October. I see this two ways because I see that some of you meet this person. I think this is why they were having me tell you this. Because even though this person may move slow, I feel like when they come to you, it's not slow. Like they may move slow, but they have no problem. Like I feel like the relationship goes fast, but it's a solid fast. And I'll give you an example. My husband who crossed over, we were married for 20 years, but he and I, well, our families knew each other, but He and I, uh, we met 6 months. It's a long story. We kind of, our families knew each other, but we actually dated for 6 months, and then 6 months later we were engaged, and then we were married for 20 years. And he was a Capricorn, so you're talking about an earth sign. Like, they move slow, they can move slow, but you know, when you find that person, or that person comes into your life, you just know. And so I see that for the month of October. Some of you may find that, because there's a reason they had me tell you that story. Some of you may find that. Some of you may find, wow, I haven't had anybody in forever, and I've been really working on myself this last year. And then this person comes in, and it's like, whoa, wait, that's that person. Like, I just know that that's him or that's her, right? So I feel like that for some of you. For others of you, I see a trip that you're taking, and this is really important for you. It's really important for whatever you're going to be gaining in the second house. It's really important for your relationships. So whatever this trip is going to help you, yeah, in love. So that's what I see for you guys. That's what you'll be working through. And for those of you that have been wanting a trip, or working on a trip, that's coming through. They want you to know that, okay?